Friends, how are you doing? It's Sundays, maybe Monday by the time you're watching this video. Listen to me yap here. Talking about pretty much what we're going into here. SoundHound, BigBear.ai, big discussion, big arguments, big disagreements, agreements right now with these two stocks. Very different when it comes to earnings, very different when it comes to what they do, water and wine situation. And it is a situation where you're looking at SoundHound and you're going, I think a lot of people go with SoundHound right now. It's hard for them to trust much more, and I completely get it. And listen, before I say anything else, if you don't know, these are two stocks that I have invested in, that I've been investing in, but I look at totally different. One of them I trust more than the other, and so I have a different relationship how I feel about each of them. So let's kind of talk about both of them and see what 2025 can bring for each of these two stocks, SoundHound and BigBear here. And I hope you're doing well. SoundHound here. So bullet point kind of, looking off a board right now. If you were just walking into a room and you're going, what is SoundHound? What's going on here financially? Why is the stock so expensive? Why has it ran up so fast to such an expensive point right now? Let's kind of break that down in just little specs so everyone's up to date with what's going on here. So essentially, here is what has been happening from January of 2024 till December of 2024. And right now, we're just days into the new year here, and we'll get to what we expect here. But with SoundHound here, we're looking at a company with not even $8 billion with market cap yet, but it's going to get there. So with that, beginning of the year of 2024, getting into the year here, SoundHound started acquiring just a little more deals here and there. Not a huge one, but they started to rack up throughout the year. In the middle of the year, Nvidia stepped in. They said, "Hey, we're gonna put a huge investment in SoundHound." That shot the stock up to $8. It sold off immediately within 48 hours to a week, aggressively selling down. Okay. Summer went through. SoundHound went back to around $2 to $4 on a good day. Okay, around late in the year with 2024 here, months ago at this point, essentially, SoundHound started to acquire some more deals, some more restaurant deals, car deals, with their AI audio, what they do. Okay. With that conversation, that particular AI sector is getting increasingly big, and SoundHound is really, leading the way in that in a lot of ways, and that's why Nvidia stepped in here too, and they said, "Hey, we're going to invest in this." So later in the year here, around September, October, more I think September, with those new deals coming in, Nvidia stepped in again and said, "Hey, we're going to put another massive amount of investment money in SoundHound here." So we had all of that going on, and then SoundHound picked up more deals. Then SoundHound came out with a really good earnings, and it just shot we saw the stock just get increasingly expensive. We went from $4 to $6 to $8 to $12 to $16 to $17 to $18, and at one point here we've been at almost $25. So it's increased, and this has all been within like 30 days essentially, with 45 maybe to a point. But this aggressive movement here with SoundHound. Now, I think what I personally feel and what I'm seeing right now in chat rooms, talking to people, what I see in comments, a lot of people, they don't know that they can trust much more movement guidance up out of SoundHound safely without SoundHound producing this next earnings here, which is completely understandable. Okay, and I don't think anyone's gonna maybe disagree with that. And what I mean by that is that SoundHound has already priced in pretty heavy earnings from what it's done so far and what's coming. So $20, I get $20. $30, it's completely FOMO. It's completely something else massive would have to happen here. Like SoundHound would have to capture some other big, huge deal, which is not out of the cards whatsoever. I mean, that there's still hidden gems here. Like there's still aces in the card deck here that have not been played with SoundHound yet. That could happen at any moment, and that's why it's a very juicy situation where something could happen here. They're just one ginormous deal away from like this thing going Crazy. So this is where me as an investor in SoundHound, I'm two-faced on it. I bring a double-edged sword with it, where I go like, to start a new position in SoundHound right now at $20, I go, okay, it's interesting. It's very expensive. Can SoundHound back up these last quarterlies to make 2024 the biggest year they've ever had financially? Well, they should. They could, and they should here with what we've seen with deals. Okay, now are they going to like be even bigger than the last ones, or just kind of be somewhat the same? It's kind of hard to tell right now. It's kind of hard to tell. In these deals that SoundHound has been getting, these aren't like Palantir deals. These aren't like, $1 billion, $500 million deals. These are much smaller, but they're still really good. It's good money, okay? So essentially the argument right now, I think with all of us that we might agree with, is that SoundHound has become so expensive at such a fast rate. Here in January, it's hard to say because the market's going to be ran up here so much with Trump coming in here. Everyone's going to be hyped. The market's going to be moving aggressively. It's really, this conversation is really more for probably February, because what do I expect out of SoundHound the next 3 weeks? I expect it probably to run back up to $25, if not more, just off hype, just off the market doing well, just off everyone just, the market just pushing. So this is more or less like, what can SoundHound hold here until next earnings that we see? Will it hold this $20 position, or are we going to see a slow bleed here coming in February to, like a $15 mark, which I think is very possible. But who knows? Listen, even when Palantir started, in Palantir, obviously completely different when it comes to quarterlies. We saw Palantir really struggle to get to $20. We saw Palantir struggle to keep $20 there. I remember this. It seemed like forever when it took for Palantir to hold a $20 position. I remember people were arguing. They were like, "Yeah, Palantir is going back to $10. It's going back to $15, at best." And of course, at that time, I was like, "What are you talking about? This company is getting, every deal they get is like $1 billion freaking dollars, and it lasts for 4 to 5 years." SoFi is in this juicy situation where, like I said, it's getting deals. They're not massive. They're massive deals, but they're not like Palantir deals. But it's in a situation where it's in AIM right now, where it could just lock in some supersonic deal this year, where it changes everything. It just changes everything. Maybe Nvidia steps in here one more time. They go like, "Hey, we're gonna make another aggressive investment," because they had the money here in SoundHound. So friends, with SoundHound here, people want me to tell them what's going to happen here. Listen, I don't exactly know. I'm right there with you. Okay, this is why I was buying SoundHound at $2 to $5. Okay, I don't know what is going to happen here with SoundHound. What I do know, what SoundHound needs right now, it needs to prove that these next earnings that it comes out with to solidify 2024, that it's moving in the right direction going into 2025 here, that earnings are moving aggressively. That's going to be the first big step, because there's not too many stocks that can hold big aggressive numbers that really aren't doing well on earnings. Okay, so eventually here the hype will die down if SoundHound cannot produce good quarterlies. Now, I do believe that these next earnings are going to be good here with SoundHound. The question is, how good are they going to be? Are they going to just meet expectation? Are they going to blow earnings out of the water? What are they going to do? Okay, that is kind of the situation. I expect January to be nothing but, I don't think many stocks, if any, are really going to struggle here in January. I think February is going to really be like, okay, what's going to happen here? But by that time, we're going to be wrapping up the next quarterly here to wrap up 2024 with SoundHound. So, friends, I get this comment more than none. People want me to say, like, what about SoundHound? What do you think SoundHound's going to do? Listen, I think regardless, SoundHound's going to have a banging year. But I say this because I know people are like, well, should I buy at 20 or should I wait to see if it'll sell down to $15? I'm honestly not expecting to see too much more sell-off in SoundHound this month, if it went to 16, 17, maybe we could see that for sure. But the problem is that investors at this point, they don't want to let it go. They don't want to let go of their positions. SoundHound has proved more than once that, hey, you shouldn't sell me. You shouldn't sell me. Because every time we do see investors sell SoundHound, it goes even higher. And that's what's almost troubling at this point, is that SoundHound keeps producing just insane new highs that really it's kind of hard to understand. And yeah, it's hype. It's what could be. It's what's coming here in 2025. The word is out on SoundHound. It's not this hidden gem anymore. It's becoming very popular, and people are going to buy it. They're going to hold it, and they're going to wait and see what happens here with these next earnings here with SoundHound. That's what's going on, 100%. So with that, yes, SoundHound, I think it's going to have a banging year here. I really do mean that. And like I said, I think SoundHound is just but one huge deal away from everything changing. Everything changing. Maybe it's a partnership. Who knows? But there's something that is going to happen here. Something like, even like what happened with SoFi here back in like October. Was it October, November, where they came out with that $2 billion deal, loan deal situation? Something like that could occur, in a SoundHound world, something for them. Maybe they get some kind of big government contract, just something, just like insane money here to really just shoot it off into space where we're like, well, it's gone. So it's just a different market. It's a different world now compared to where we were 2 years ago talking about Palantir trying to get to $20. AI stocks at that moment were not doing as well. Now AI stocks are all the crave, they're just everything. And people want to be a part of them. They're looking for them. They want them. Which brings me to my next topic here, BigBear.ai. I've been buying BigBear here for a while now. I've been buying it since it was $2. Okay, it's obviously not $2 anymore. And I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but I do want to say that I am an investor in BigBear. Okay, 100%. And BigBear just came to market here not long ago because it came to market when it, acquisition with another company. But BigBear has been around for quite a while here. But BigBear, I'm going to be honest with you, it's struggled with quarterlies. It's struggled with even meeting expectations of earnings. Okay, but two things that I am hoping for this year. I don't want to say that I'm relying on. I'm hoping at this point is that BigBear just simply maybe can hold a $5 position on their stock. They can pay off 2 to 3/4 of their debt down, and they can acquire at least 1 or 2 huge deals. Okay. That would be significant for me. Okay. Essentially what I'm trying to do is here, I personally think we are going into the next 4 years of the market, because markets, whether people want to admit this or not, they do move with presidents 100%. It does matter, because obviously Biden was all about green initiative, things like that, and we saw a lot of those stocks, a lot of those companies just move on hype and what could be. And a lot of them are not even around anymore. Okay. Now Trump, obviously, Trump is... There's a lot of things that were under Biden that are going to do well under Trump. And there's just companies out there that are just your bread and butter movers of the market, okay? With that, AI is going to do very well, okay? AI is going to continue to do well here. And I think we're going to get in a situation where AI is going to just, here in 2025, I think it's going to just take control of the market once again. I think when we start to see this year come out with, NVIDIA, Palantir, these quantum computing companies, their stocks, I think things are going to start to really focus in on, okay, we're back in another crave of AI, and which ones can I buy, which ones can I be a part of, and what's going to happen is a lot of investors, which they already are, and that's probably what's happening here more than likely with BigBear here, is that investors are looking for cheap AI stocks right now that even show the smallest aggression of good guidance here into 2025 here. So with that BigBear bullet points, it's been capturing some new little deals here for it, good little deals. It's been getting some heat. It's been getting some attention. So these are things that are driving up Big Bear right now. Now, honestly, Big Bear already being the price that it is right now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not expecting much more out of Big Bear right now. Now, there was an article that was released last week where they said, hey, we expect Big Bear to go like to a $7.50 to $8 range. Could it? Sure. Yeah, maybe. But, and obviously, Big Bear's starting to get into a Reddit community too, which that does something too. It doesn't mean it's going to blow the stock up, but it does mean like Reddit community is talking about it. So, listen, I am in so cheap right now with Big Bear. I'm not looking at this as like a hype play. I'm looking at this as like, I want Big Bear to work. I want Big Bear to actually start getting big deals, big contracts. I want them to really work on their their software, their tech, what they do. I want them to become a huge player in the tech world, and that's what I'm hoping for. I'm not looking at this as like I just want to get out if it goes to $10. No, I want them to start murdering earnings here. I want them to really solidify themselves as a huge competitor in this market right now. That's what I'm looking for right now with Big Bear. Is that going to happen? I don't know. It's a little too early to tell. Right now, no, there's no evidence to, like, for me to say like they're a competitor to Palantir. Not even in the smallest bit. I mean, you're talking David and Goliath situation here. Rabbit and Goliath at this point. But Big Bear does. It shows potential. Okay, something could happen here, and that's what I'm relying. It's kind of the same, kind of the same argument that I just had here with SoundHound. Big Bear is but one big deal away from, the mood changing, if you will, right now. If they can lock in a good quarterly, one good earning, that might change some stuff here. It might really change the atmosphere of what's going on with Big Bear. So right now, what you're seeing right now with Big Bear is hype. It's just what could be, what might happen here with Big Bear, the stock market this year, AI stocks in general, and investors trying to getting cheap right now with Big Bear because it's moving so aggressively. I mean, it hasn't been long where, Big Bear was just, $2 here a moment ago. So it's moving pretty aggressively here. So friends, listen, with all that said, tomorrow's Monday. We will see what happens in this market. I really do wish all of you best of luck out there. I think it's going to be a banging week. This is not the week that I'm expecting to be huge. It's the week afterwards, but I think nonetheless, we're going to have a really good week, and I wish all of you the best of luck, and I will talk to you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.